Hi, this is Ice333. Currently, it is November the 19th, 2025, hopefully. I guess today I'm going to give you an update in regards to what's happened so far. Yeah, it's November 19th. This week has been so crazy. I had a little incident with a relative. It got me to the point where, in my last video, I said I didn't have a Bible. I quite literally have the Bible and some tarot cards, right? One side of each hand. That person ticked me off. But anyway, I guess it's like God forced me to sit up and find a Bible. Anyways, it's funny. So I guess I'm gonna give an update on things or whatever, and go down the list. As I said in my last video, I was talking about Donald Trump and the Antichrist and stuff like that, and I just sat here and I meditated on that. I was like, these people, they pretty much, all I think of is just evil. You kill Charlie Kirk, and I'm not gonna say he's perfect, and he really wasn't my cup of tea, but he did push for Christianity. And so I'm like, if God were to send like the Antichrist or whatever, or make somebody become the Antichrist, I mean, you have to think why. And so these people are godless. I'm like, they're celebrating the killing of a man who pushed for Christianity. They're celebrating and pushing for the removal of religion from classrooms. I think there's this lady. Her name is Joy Reid. She is sponsored by the Freedom from Religion. Let me find a correct name for it. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so I just had to Google it. So via Google, Joy Reid. I don't know if she still works with MSNBC or not, but it says that she has a connection with the Freedom from Religion Foundation, and it is a nonprofit organization that promotes the separation of state and church. And so I believe apparently they sued and pretty much got it so that the Ten Commandments do not have to be posted inside of classrooms or whatever. And so I'm just like, anyway. And see, what concerns me is that pretty much. Ooh, let me pause for a second. But what concerns me is that pretty much they have churches that are getting like burnt down by these Democrats. There was this one guy, he shot 2 children, and on the magazine or whatever, he wrote, and it's in white, "Where's your God?" And I'm like, and so anyway, and I believe there's somebody else that burned down the church too. They shot up the church and they burnt it down. And so if there ever was a time for the Antichrist to pop up, I think now would probably be the time. I mean, you have to think about like why, and it's like it's because the people here are so fucking evil that God has to send somebody that's just like, yeah. And so I'm looking at Donald Trump. I'm like, he came in, and I mean, I guess he was probably a little religious, but over time it's like these people expose themselves as being like pure evil, and it's like Donald Trump's a Gemini. You can go from being one way to a completely different way. I have a Gemini moon, so I know I can be nice and gentle, and then I can just flip when you take me there. And so that's it's terrifying in regards to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump was born under I think a full moon eclipse, and the sun and the moon are like right on that ecliptic, and so it's terrifying. So it's like, and like I said in my last video, like I think it's said inside of the Revelation, or whatever, that is that God's gonna let it happen, because, well, anyway. And so that's why it's kind of shooken up. I'm reading the Bible. I'm going on YouTube, watching videos about the Rapture and Zechariah and all this other stuff. I'm like, and anyway, I had, but what got me to get this Bible, this tore up, ripped up Bible, was a relative. They came over here And I mean, we had a little situation. And you know, it's so funny because I probably shouldn't even be here right now with how mad I got and what I was about to do. But I was at the point I was like, look, I'm praying for you right now because God, he I don't know why he keep on testing me, but I'm tested out. But I'm just say just blame God, and whatever happens, happens. But anyway, I was so damn mad. I found this Bible, and it fell open to this to what Psalm 32. So I said inside this video I was gonna read it. So blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. When I kept silence, my bones waxed old through my roaring all day long. For day and night thy hand was heavy upon me. My moisture is turned into the drought of summer. Selah. I acknowledge my sin unto thee, and mine iniquity have I not hid. I said, I will confess my transgressions unto the Lord, and thou forgavest the iniquity of my sin. Selah. For this shall every one that is godly pray unto thee in a time when thou mayest be found. Surely in the floods of the great waters they shall not come nigh to him. Thou art my hiding place. Thou shalt preserve me from trouble. Thou shalt compass me about with songs of deliverance. Selah. I will instruct thee and teach thee in the way which thou shalt go. I will guide thee with mine eye. Be ye not as the horse, or as the mule, which have no understanding, whose mouth must be held in with bit and bridle, lest they come near unto thee. Many sorrows shall be to the wicked, but he that trusteth in the Lord, mercy shall compass him about. Be glad in the Lord, and rejoice, ye righteous, and shout for joy, all ye that are upright in heart. And see, I think I was drunk when I read that. I was mad as hell. I was mad as hell, and then I was already confused about this rapture situation and thinking about Donald Trump. And I'm like, look, God's going to use what He's going to use. God, like I said in my last video, God's will is going to be done, whether you like it, don't like it, whatever. It's not up to you. I even I watched a video talk that explained the story of Job even better. I said inside of my last video that Job's losses, when God gave him his stuff back or whatever, He gave him. I said threefold, but no, the story said I think double. I could be wrong. I haven't read the entire story. I just know the gist of the story. So anyway, in another man, I watched a video, and he said that pretty much that the point of in his opinion, the point of Job is that God showed Job that even though Job, he was a righteous man and that he did serve the Lord, pretty much it is what God's plan. It's not Job's plan in regards to how he should serve the Lord. I will have to rewatch that video and get, because I'm here just to sub and try to give an update in regards to the astrology and what's going on inside of in the world. And then also I did want to say that in regards to just let me pause for a second because I'm getting kind of okay. So I'm back. Pretty much what scared me was pretty much in regards to the rapture. It said that I believe there's gonna be a false prophet. And I'm gonna put looking at the astrology and doing all this stuff or whatever. And some people I talked to people, they call me a prophet. I'm like, look, don't call me no goddamn prophet. They say the Bible said he gonna throw that false prophet into the lake of fire. I'm like, don't call me no goddamn prophet. Don't call me no prophet. I was just trying to sub and warn people about the astrology that was going on. Don't call me no damn prophet. I don't want to be doing astrology. I don't want to be really in this situation, but my life got so fucked that I didn't have a choice. So I ain't no damn prophet. In regards to, I done a lot of fucked up shit, said a lot of fucked up sexual crazy shit, and done a lot of so I'm like, no, I'm not perfect at all. So no, don't put me on that damn pedestal. As a matter of fact, what I was saying in my other video. And so I was looking at Trump, and I mean, I leaned a lot towards Trump, but I was like, when I watched that video about that man, was it let me pause for a second to get his correct name. Okay, so the guy's his YouTube channel's name is Robert Breaker 3. And so what had me all up in arms is pretty much his video called Revelation 12:1 to 17, the Revelation 12 sign and more. And this video was made on March 5th, 2023. And like again, this was made before the assassination attempt on Donald Trump, when the bullet, it basically raised his ear. And this man inside his video, he said that pretty much if somebody's right eye or whatever is like damaged or whatever, and their right hand is like damaged or whatever, or something is darkened, he said, and they come back alive and say, "I just hurt my eye or whatever. You better run." And I'm like, because it could be the Antichrist. I'm like, anyway, so is it recording? Okay, so could Donald Trump be the Antichrist or whatever? I doubt it. But the thing about it is that with how evil the current population is, it would make sense for God to send some goddamn body to be like, "Oh, hey, look, y'all better be paying attention before I fuck all this shit up." So that's why I'm like, he may or may not be the Antichrist. But the thing about it is that what's my point? Whatever is God's will is God's will, and you have to think about. So you're reading the Bible, and you're hearing all these magical these magical events that could happen in regards to miracles. And so you have to think how would it be like possible for the scripture to play out inside of real life? And so I'm looking at Donald Trump, I'm like, and so that's why I'm like, God might send a damn Antichrist to get y'all back to him before he blow this shit up. Ooh, some break over there. That's why I'm like, look, I'm like, wait. We're going through page. We're on the same page, God. We're on the same page. Look, I'm halfway there. I'm halfway there. If you're trying to tell me something. So, anyway, I'm gonna still do the astrology because it's like pretty much that's what led me to it. It's funny to have a situation where pretty much I was forced to sit up and find a Bible after I got these tarot cards. Oh yeah, and another thing is that my via the astrology in my personal life, my dasha just changed. It's a very important period of time where I went changed from I had a major astrological event happen inside of my chart. And I was trying to figure out what it would be, and it's like, I guess it's relative or whatever. It's trying to do something with the property or whatever. And I almost I actually did, and I shouldn't be here right now because anyway. So my point. Oh yeah, the 13 million and all that other stuff, whatever. Look, if Donald Trump was going to give me what 13 million, whatever. I'm like, look, you might not. If you're gonna give it to me, cool, I'll take it. But I'm finna go to church. I'm finna bow in front of the fucking the pulpit first and be like, look, thank you Jesus, thank you Jesus, not Trump, not the devil. Look, when that scripture, when that man said that stuff, look, I'm like, and I already know that looking at astrology, what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Oh yeah, and then another thing, I did say something about the man. His name was, I think, Mr. Joshua. He had a prophecy about the rapture happening on September the 23rd or 24th of 2025. And if it wasn't that day, it was going to be on October the 6th or 7th or the 7th or 8th, 2025. And he said that God told me this, and he said I was last arrow inside his quiver. I'm the last prophet. And I'm like, okay, look, Charlie. Well, I forgot to say in my last video was that Charlie Kirk, he was killed on He was killed on September the 10th, but that was 3 days after 3 days. that was 3 days after the lunar eclipse. 7, 8, 9, 10, well, whatever, 4 days. But you can count it either way you want to count it. But still, but Charlie Kirk's funeral was on the 21st, I believe, of September, and there was a solar eclipse on that day. And so for this man who claims to be a prophet, I think his name is Mr. Joshua, and you can see his prophecy on the Sent Twins channel. I know I repeat myself, but this is if I was inside, I want to get as much information from me if I was inside your shoes. So I don't know how this stuff spelled out or ordered in no kind of way. Anyway, his name is Mr. Joshua, and he made a prophecy, and the Festival of Trumpets. Let me pause for a second. So the prophecy is on a YouTube channel called Sent Twins TV, and it's CENT TWINZ TV. And I don't know the exact name of the video, but his name is Mr. Joshua. He made a prediction that the rapture is going to happen on the 23rd or 24th of September 2025, and this is 3 days or 4 days after Charlie Kirk's funeral. And I mean, you know that there were people all around inside the United States just celebrating. Yes, Charlie Kirk is dead, and pretty much just celebrating. And I'm like, you're celebrating the death of a godly man who pushed for a godly agenda. And I'm like, and then and his funeral is on the day of an eclipse. They called Charlie Kirk's funeral that happened on the 21st of September a fucking Nazi rally. And I'm just simple like, and then this man said, and this man made a prophecy way before. I think even the death of Charlie Kirk. Let me pause for a second to see if I can find that, and I can also get the name of the video by doing that too. So let me pause for a second. Let me unpause for a second because I had a point that I was trying to make. I mean, if you think about it in regards to just reality, not miracles and magic and stuff like that, what would cause somebody to become the Antichrist? Some shit like this. Do you see a man of God get killed, and you have this entire nation, well, not entire, but a lot of these people celebrate, like the head people inside these positions or whatever. They celebrate, yes, we killed Charlie Kirk, and you killed a preacher. You killed a preacher. What could bring the Antichrist here? It's some shit like that. So, look, I'm sitting back like, bitch. And then, like I said, you have all these other celestial events that are happening inside of the sky. So I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the Antichrist or not. I'm just saying that he might be a fucking warning. So, anyway, and then that's another thing to deal with on your heart. Like, pretty much, Donald Trump should be dead. He should be dead, and yet he's not. And so a boy that he may have considered a better person than him to be killed for spreading the word of God and trying to get some sense of common sense back into this nation. For him to die, and for Donald Trump to know that he's a businessman, and he's already he's probably done a lot of slimy shit, but not to the point of that it's like evil. Bitch. That's why I'm like, look, if he was the Antichrist or whatever or not, look, these people are they're fucking worse. And it's the scarier thing is that these celestial events are happening inside of the sky, and these people don't get it. They're talking about the Epstein list. Oh, Trump's on the Epstein list. And these Democrats had those files this entire time, and really, it's Bill Clinton. The astrology shows that he's going through the same astrology as the Monica Lewinsky scandal. I'm not a prophet. I'm not none of that. I've done a lot of fucked up shit. Look. That's all I gotta say. Let me pause for a second to get the name of the video where the man he claims that the rapture was supposed to happen on September 23rd, 2025. And the exact date that he made the claim. So let me pause for another second. I just had to get that off my chest because I'll forget. So let me pause. Okay, so this video was made on June the 17th, 2025, and it's titled "The Date for the Rapture Revealed." 23 through 24 September. The message received personally from Jesus, Mr. Joshua. And see, I think inside this video he said that he had this vision or whatever even before this video was recorded. But it's the date that this video was recorded was on June the 17th, 2025, and this is before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And so again, Charlie Kirk's funeral was on the 21st of September. And this video was recorded on June the 17th, 2025. Now he had made another video on July 22nd, 2025, and I haven't watched this one yet. I didn't know there was a video. Anyway. But the title of this video is "It's the End Time: Rapture, Judgment, and the Antichrist. 7-year Tribulation, My Heaven Visitation, Part 2." Anyway, this is also before the death of Charlie Kirk. And so the last video that was made, it was made after he claimed the event to happen, which was on. This video was made on September 26, 2025, and it's called "Unexpected Response from Mr. Joshua on the Rapture Failure." Was it a failure? But anyway, Rapture is still happening. Why I'm not sorry. Anyway, I'm just saying that he made this prediction, and Charlie Kirk's funeral was a couple days before that. And pretty much these people, these evil ass people, they said that the funeral of Charlie Kirk was what looked like a Nazi rally. Thinking in regards to just the reality versus like miracles, that can make somebody's heart go dark. And so I'm just sitting here like, I bought these tarot cards too, so I'm like, just to it's funny on as soon as my Jupiter dasha hit, I got a Bible in one hand and tarot cards in the other. Ain't that funny? And Jupiter means religion and belief systems and stuff like that too. Anyway, so is that it? But one last thing is like, I am not a prophet. I've done a lot of fucked up shit, said a lot of fucked up shit, did a lot of crazy shit, and my whole situation is just fucked up on so many levels. But I'm just saying, like, y'all bitches need to be paying attention. Shit. That video from Robert Breaker 3 in regards to the Antichrist and the Rapture and all those stuff, and then looking at what happened to Donald Trump, looking at these people, and they're celebrating the anti-God stuff, or whatever. Maybe the whole nation is the damn Antichrist. I don't know. I'm just sitting back. I'm like, y'all bitches need to stop. Anyway. So, and then, like I said, Charlie Kirk, his funeral was on I'm gonna repeat myself, but his funeral was on an eclipse. And let's see here. Donald Trump was born under an eclipse. And then you know that there was an eclipse in the United States that went over the United States on August 21st, 2017. And then 33 days after that, there was apparently the sign of revelation that happened in the sky on September 23rd, 2017. Let's see here. Whoa. Huh. Okay, so that happened. Then another eclipse happened on April the 8th, 2024. And it went through several states called, several cities called Nineveh. The first eclipse that happened on August 21st, 2017, apparently went through a city called Salem. But see, after April 8th, 2024, I believe the Pope Francis died. Why me? Let me pause for a second and get the date that he died. Because I think it was like April the 21st, 2025. But I need to make sure. Let me add that. Keep in mind that the sign of revelation that happened on September 23rd, 2017, it's a 2,000-year-old prophecy, but that alignment in the sky in regards to, let me pause for a second. So it reads, And a great sign appeared in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, with the moon under her feet, and on her head a crown of 12 stars. She was pregnant and was crying out in birth pains and the agony of giving birth. Revelation 12, 1 through 2. And I think there's also another verse which says that a dragon tried to eat the child as it exited the womb, something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but still. Let me try to find the day that the Pope Francis died, because there's a prophecy in regards to that too. I've already said it in my previous video, but it's up anyway. I'm gonna do it here too. Let me pause. Okay, so the eclipse happened on April 8th, 2024, where it went through I think 9 states, not 9 cities called Nineveh. But Pope Francis, he died on April 21st, 2025. And so there is a prophecy in regards to the 112th Pope will be the end of the world. And this prophecy was given by Saint Malachi. And I think they said that Pope Francis was the 112th Pope. And an American Pope replaced him. And I think that he replaced him, I believe, on May the... Let me pause a second to get that date too. Okay, so he was replaced by Pope Leo, I believe the 14th. His papacy began on May 8th, 2025. So anyway, just a lot of crazy coincidences. I'm trying to see is that all the prophecies that there's aurora borealis that'll keep going across the United States or whatever. And yeah, it apparently there's some people that are saying it's a good sign, but I'm like, maybe it's a sign that Christ is coming or whatever. I don't know. Look. Look at those damn tarot cards over there. Anyway. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not perfect or anything. Just trying to set up her and yeah. So let's see here. So is Trump the Antichrist or whatever? At this point in time, after meditating on it for a while, I'm like, it doesn't matter. Whatever is God's will is God's will. You better get your ass closer to God. That's all that. Look, because God's gonna use what He's gonna use to get his whatever He needs to get done. I can't believe it. Thinking about it biblically. They killed Charlie Kirk and like people are just celebrating it. What kind of godlessness is that? So who would you be more afraid of? The Antichrist or these people who are acting like demons? Anyway, look. I don't care. Look, I'm gonna start reading my damn Bible. I said what I said last week. I said, well, the Book of Job. God used the devil to make Job get closer to God, and that's what he can do. I was watching a video about the third Mason. He was saying the only book inside the Bible that confused him was the Book of Job, because he's like, why did God? I thought the devil was in control and all those stuff, you know, and it's like, no, God uses the devil. He used the devil too. So y'all better get y'all shit right. I'm like, I'm saying it for myself too. I'm like, look, I ain't no prophet. I ain't none of that shit. I'm just trying to set up and trying to figure this shit out. That's it. I'm like, look, God, like, I tried. I tried. So I'm gonna go into the events that are happening, and then pretty much the astrology in regards to Bill Clinton. It's already been almost 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. Okay. So apparently, I think yesterday or day ago, there was a huge internet outage in regards to Cloudflare. And like I said, every time there's something that comes up with Epstein or whatever, it's like the internet goes down. Also, there was a vote on the Epstein situation or whatever. I told you I'm burnt out on that. Pretty much, I said that on the 13th of November, I said that Bill Clinton would have the same astrology that he had during the beginning of the impeachment hearings that happened all the way back on December 19th, 1998. But the progression hit inside of his chart on December 26th. No. December 26th, 1998. The impeachment began on December 19th, 1998. I don't know if I said November 19th or December 19th, but the impeachment hearings began on December the 19th, 1998, and the astrology was shown on December the 26th, 1998, and the progression that hit again this time happened on November the 13th, 2025, and that was when the government opened back up. Anyway, so and I want to get to his dates, and when I go back through the when I get done with this, sorry, it's a lot of information. Oh, also, I forgot about this. So back to the prophecies or whatever. I forgot to mention that Mr. Joshua, the man who said that the rapture was supposed to happen on the 23rd or the 24th of September 2025, he said that there's gonna be so much chaos by June 2026 and destruction. He said there will be no World Cup in 2026. There will be 7 years of tribulation for those left here on earth. And on the 15th of September 2032, Jesus will return to earth as king. So he says that there will be no World Cup in 2026. That is not my prophecy. That's his. All I know is that pretty much Donald Trump is not going to be too happy about the midterm elections. Why? Because his progressed moon. Let me get that a little bit out of the way. Oh, I don't have it written here. Oh, let me pause for a second to pull that up. So Donald Trump, the astrology shows that Donald Trump's not going to be happy about the midterm elections because on November 19th, 2026, his progressed moon will trine his his progressed Saturn in the 12th house. And so that should be an emotional sense of loss for Donald Trump around this time. Let's see here. Is there any good aspects that could change that though? No. And see, Bill Clinton's chart, it shows that something weird. I think he gets lucky for some reason. I forgot what it is, but yeah, that's why I said I'm looking at the astrology, and that man making this prediction about this prophecy about the rapture. I'm like, look, the only thing that can make that make sense is if something happens that makes Donald Trump's heart darken to the point where he's like, you know what, fuck this shit. You want to be a dictator? I'll be one. And so it begins. And so that's why I'm like, look, y'all. Anyway, if he's trying to give me that 13 million, look, I tried to warn y'all bitches. Look, I tried to warn y'all bitches. I'm like, look, I don't say, look, it was from God. I tried to warn y'all. I'm finna get the hell out the way, and y'all can play with the fucking devil, cause y'all created him. Just you don't. What is it? Villains aren't born; they're made. Villains aren't born; they're made to be the way that they are. So that's the only thing I can think of that there'll be a possible reality instead of like a spiritual woo-wah situation. No, it is what it is. It's just that you made someone's heart just turn dark, evil, pure evil. And Gemini can be evil. I got a Gemini moon. I could snap, and like that you don't want to see that person at all. And so Donald Trump I have a Gemini moon. Donald Trump has a Gemini sun, which is also it's an eclipse. So it's like that's darkness. But is it a lunar eclipse or is it a full moon eclipse? It's a full moon. It's a full moon eclipse. So there's some light there, but whew, it's not gonna be some good light. Ooh, my ear. Let me pause for a second. So I think it will probably have been like a blood moon eclipse, something like that. Look, terrifying. Look. You can only blame yourselves for just being evil yourselves. Anyway, that's it. That's if things just go completely off the rails, which I hope they don't. But except transiting Mars will conjoin transiting Uranus on the 4th of July 2026. That should be a huge shocking, angering event. With people burning flags. Jesus, I don't know. This whole situation is terrifying. It's terrifying. But it is what it is, huh? So Mr. Joshua said that there will be no World Cup in 2026. But all I know is that Donald Trump's not going to be happy about the midterm elections. That's all I know. I can't say that there will be a World Cup or not. I just know there could be a lot of chaos because of transiting Mars conjoining transiting Uranus in the sky on July 4th, 2026. Is this so yeah, so my point was that Trump he had released a press conference in regards to about the World Cup or whatever next year. He said it's going to be a huge event and a success or whatever. And they're putting so much money into it because I think he had a huge press conference, the FIFA World Cup, whatever. Look, I hope things go according to plan, but anyway. Now I meditated on this too. Well, not meditated. I thought about this too. It's another prophet named Tim Clement. He said that Trump will go into the office as a non-believer in God, and he will leave a believer. So that's one thing. And you need to look into Tim Clement as well too in regards to his prophecies about Donald Trump. Look, I'm so scared that I'm just like, look, I want to. I wish I could just get that 13 million from the good Donald Trump before the evil one comes out, and be like, look, God, I tried to warn these bitches. Ooh, the only way that you can believe in God is for him to send you the goddamn devil. Okay, it's terrifying, man. Terrifying. Oh yeah, and it came out that Thomas Matthew Crooks, the attempted Trump assassin, was apparently had a furry fetish, reportedly. Also, the guy who killed Charlie Kirk apparently had a furry fetish too. Let me pause for a second to get his name. Okay, so let me start back over. So apparently, the boy who tried to assassinate Donald Trump, his name was Thomas Matthew Crooks. He had a furry fetish apparently. And then the guy who actually killed Charlie Kirk or assassinated Charlie Kirk, his name is Tyler James Robinson, 22 years old. He also apparently had a furry fetish or whatever. Yeah, that's actually kind of funny to like release in regards to like an assassin or whatever. Like imagine going down the history as having like a furry fetish or whatever. Like it's like when stuff gets back to I don't know, God being a little bit more godly or whatever, to look back and be like he had a furry. That's kind of it's kind of funny. So they should with all the doggone attempted assassins or whatever. Just to release something just totally embarrassing. Like this went down in history. He had anyway. So another thing that's interesting in regards to those prophecies or whatever is that they say that when you look at a total solar eclipse or whatever, they say it's extreme bad luck. And so I believe during the 2017 total solar eclipse, Donald Trump, he watched it from Washington D.C. if I remember correctly. So yeah, and then also again, Donald Trump, he was born under a solar eclipse. And I said, these people who are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death and the burning down of churches or whatever, and Joy Reid, who reportedly aligns with a sponsor that's called Freedom from Religion, that also tried to remove the Ten Commandments, or did remove the Ten Commandments from schools. I mean, that's, what else can you call that? Anyway, I mean, well, you know what? I say allegedly, just to protect myself. And you know what? It is what it is. So, I did have it written down here. So I said that the astrology that shows me that Donald Trump's not going to be too happy about the midterm elections is that on November 19, 2026, his progressed Saturn will trine his his progressed moon will trine his progressed moon will trine his progressed Saturn. Jesus Christ. From the 4th house, as a matter of fact. When is it? He's going to have a lunar return. Let me pause for a second. Let me add this because I didn't really look too much into this. I just glanced over it because the most important thing at this point in time was the Epstein stuff. But pretty much I did say that on the 19th of November 2026, Donald Trump, his progressed moon will trine his progressed Saturn from his moon is inside of the 4th house and his Saturn is inside of the 12th house. It's like a loss in regards to home or whatever. But on December 9th, 2026, that's when his progressed moon will conjoin his natal Lilith. And I before I didn't know what this meant, but it seems like something happens that just makes you want revenge. Because I think the same thing happened inside of Trump Jr.'s chart around the date that Charlie Kirk was assassinated. And I also think that Hillary Clinton, she had a similar progression hidden inside of her chart before that event, but I don't know what day it was. And I'm not looking into that right now. So let me find Donald Trump's progressed lunar return. Oh, he's gonna have oh my goodness. Let me pause for a second. This may not be important, but on September 13, 2027, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will conjoin his progressed Lilith. And again, like I said, Lilith, for some reason, it nothing may not happen because it's just something to see for now. But on September 13, 2027, that's when his progressed moon will conjoin his progressed Lilith. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so on December 14th, 2027, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will conjoin his progressed nodes or his progressed K2. It's a major fated event for him. Let's see here. Let me pause for a second. On January 28th, 2028, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will oppose his natal Uranus. That's going to be a shocking event for him. Let's see, probably a major shocking event for him. Let me pause for a second. Okay, on April 25th, 2028, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will oppose his it will conjoin his natal K2 or his natal nodal axis, but it's conjunct his K2. His nodal axis or his K2. Let's see, let me pause for another second. Right? Yeah. Okay, so on May 9th, 2028, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will conjoin his natal moon, so that's like a lunar return. That's a big event for him. Let's see here. Let me go a little further. Let me pause. Okay, on May 20th, 2028, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will oppose his progressed Uranus. And that's just a major shocking event for him. Probably a big shock, too. Let me pause for another second. Now, on July 1st, 2028, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will oppose his natal sun. So that may be an ego boost. But this is like a huge, shocking event. This is a lunar return. This is like a lunar. Donald Trump was born under a solar eclipse, under an eclipse. I think, is it a lunar eclipse? And so this is a big deal. These next few years, for him. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry if I deviated from that just caught me off guard. I haven't looked that far into the future. That's a big event. It's a big deal. Those dates for some reason. And it's weird that this is on July 1st, 2028. And it's like maybe an ego boost, but it's like it's a shock too. Something crazy is happening. What else? And I'm thinking right now in regards to in 2026, when transiting Uranus conjoins, when transiting Mars conjoins transiting Uranus in the sky, like it's like looks like a bad event. And like I said, that alignment in the sky lines up with civil wars in regards to the United States. So just it is what it is. Now, hopefully I can get this man's chart because so let me pause for a second because there's another big person out there I've forgot to mention. That's Gavin Newsom, because that's why I said that Donald Trump should be happy about the midterm election. Not the midterm. Donald Trump's not gonna be happy about the midterm elections. The 2028 elections, he should be happy. He should be okay with. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so let me reiterate that Donald Trump is going to have a progressed lunar return, and like I say, he's born under a lunar eclipse. That's a huge event for him. and that's in 2028, right? Let me pause for a second again. Yeah, that's the whole years of after 2020. After the 2026 election, that's 2027 and 2028. That's a huge event for Donald Trump. And like I said, he's probably not gonna be too happy about the midterm elections. Anyway, so looking at Gavin Newsom's chart for it's shown to happen on August 22nd, 2028. For Gavin Newsom, his progressed moon is going to. Please don't tell me I had this wrong. Oh no, I'm right. So his progressed moon is going to conjoin his progressed Saturn. That's like one in the 7th house. That's like one of the most difficult progressions you can deal with. Not only that, so that was the 22nd of August, 2028. So on November 15th, 2028, this is after the 2028 elections, for Gavin Newsom, his progressed moon is going to conjoin his natal Saturn. Again, that's one of the most difficult progressions that you can deal with. So that's why I said that the Democrats are not going to be happy at the midterm elections. Additionally, for Kamala Harris, on which one comes first? On November 19th, 2028, she's going to be shocked. Her progressed moon is going to conjoin her natal Uranus in the 4th house. Something extremely shocking is going to happen because it's a conjunction. So something, Gavin Newsom and her, Gavin Newsom is like in a sense of disappointment, loss, frustration, block. Kamala Harris is at a complete sense of shock, like just like she was inside of 2024, when she lost the election. So she's gonna have another progression on December the 30th, maybe around December 30th, 2028, and that's when her progressed moon is going to conjoin her natal Uranus. No. Her progressed moon is going to conjoin her progressed Uranus. Again, shock. This is after the results of the 2028 elections or whatever. Something shocking happens. Anyway, so that's why I said Donald Trump's not going to be happy about the midterm elections, but he's going to be happy. He should be happy about the 2028 elections unless somebody comes out of nowhere and just shocks everybody. So that's that. Am I recording? Yeah. Okay, so that was Gavin Newsom. I already talked about my Jupiter Dasha and holding a freaking Bible inside of one hand and tarot cards inside another. Right? And was that backwards? Well, anyway, tarot cards and the Bible inside of. As soon as my Jupiter Dasha hits or whatever, you might just Google what that means. But anyway, so let's see here. Now it did come out that Hillary and Bill Clinton they were subpoenaed Hillary and Bill Clinton were subpoenaed to testify on October 9th for Hillary Clinton and October 14th for Bill Clinton, but apparently for deposition or whatever. But apparently they delayed it at the request for legal counsel via the House Oversight Committee. So let's see. There was one man who was subpoenaed to testify, and he didn't go, and they dragged him to jail. What is his name? Let me pause for a second. So yeah, apparently in 2022, Steve Bannon was sentenced to 4. Well, hold up. Oh no, that was 2022. Okay, so Steve Bannon was sentenced to 4 months in prison for contempt of Congress in 2022, and he served his sentence at a federal prison in Connecticut. He was released in October 2024. The conviction stemmed from his refusal to comply with the subpoena from the House committee investigating the January 6th attack, which required him to provide documents and a testimony. Conviction: Bannon was found guilty by a jury on July 2022 on 2 counts of contempt of Congress for refusing to appear for deposition and refusing to produce documents requested by the January 6th committee. So he served his sentences and he paid a $6,500 fine and was released in October 2024. Okay. So he was reported. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to do this live. Anyway, so Bannon was reported to go to prison in July 2024 and was released in October 2024 after completing his 4-month sentence. And he also, again, he had paid $6,500. Anyway, so I'm looking at the Clintons, and I wonder if there's going to be anything that comes up with them for basically not going to those depositions that they were subpoenaed to testify at. Again, the prophet Tim Clement, he said that Trump would go into office as an unbeliever in God and leave believing in God. So hopefully he's not the Antichrist. There's a prophet that's saying that actually he's gonna leave believing in God. So let's see what else. Now in regards to it's 50 minutes in. I haven't even said anything about this Epstein stuff or whatever. I think I might just end this video here, because this other information in regards to Bill Clinton is very important. I get to the point here though. Pretty much, and I'll just reiterate my point in my next video. In regards to the overall information, let me just get started. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so the point. Pretty much, in regards to this Epstein situation or whatever, I did say that on November the 13th or whatever, for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon made the same aspect that it made all the way back in when the impeachment trials happened or whatever. So the next progression is going to be on November 28th, 2025 for Bill Clinton. That's when his progressed moon will oppose his natal Venus. The last time that happened was on June the 20th, 1998. And I don't know what came up on that day. But most importantly, right? Not most importantly. But on a semi-important note, is that on December 17, 2025 for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will trine his natal Pluto. And the last time that happened was on July the 9th, 1998. That's when his progressed moon trine his natal Pluto. But the let's see here. The big date that people should be, but let me expound on the December 17th, 2025, where Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will trine his natal Pluto. Now, around this date of December 17th, 2025, Donald Trump, Barron Trump on December 15th, 2025, his progressed moon will make an aspect to his natal sun. It's like an ego boost. For Donald Trump, on December 18th, 2025, his progressed moon will quincunx his sun. And again, like I said, for Bill Clinton, on December 17th, 2025, his progressed moon trine his natal Pluto. And so it's like something could be released, or something could get started around this date. But it's not going to be like everything. But it'll probably give like Donald Trump and Barron Trump like an ego boost. And so, let's see here, on December 27, 2025, Hillary Clinton. Her progressed moon will make an aspect to her Chiron. It's like she has a fated job doing. This is around Christmas. So, we'll see what comes up with that. Let's see here. On January 2nd, 2026, for Donald Trump Jr., his progressed moon will sextile his progressed Chiron. It's like he has a fated job just like Hillary Clinton. She has a fated job doing on December 27, 2025. And the big thing that gets me is that for Donald Trump, on January 14th, 2026, his progressed moon will trine his natal Saturn. It's like a block or a loss in regards to something or whatever. However, on January 17th, 2026, for Bill Clinton, that should be around the time that things kick off in regards to something that's similar to the submission of the Star Report. Because on the 17th of 2026, Bill Clinton, his progressed moon will sextile his progressed nodes. And the last time this happened was on September 15th, 1998, when his progressed moon sextile his progressed nodes. And see, the Star Report was submitted on September 9th, 1998. Let's see here. I didn't see the last time that for Hillary Clinton when her progressed moon made an aspect to her Chiron. Let me pause for a second. Okay, so again, for Hillary Clinton on December 27th, 2025, where progressed moon made an aspect to her Chiron or whatever. The last time this happened was on September 17th, 1998, and that's around the same time that the Star Report was submitted. So again, around December 17th, 2025, for Bill Clinton, when his progressed moon makes a trine to his natal Pluto or whatever, something could come out. And again, like I said, it would give Donald Trump and Barron Trump an ego boost. Something maybe similar to the Star Report. Let's see here. But like I said again, on January 14th, 2026, for Donald Trump, his progressed moon will trine his natal Saturn. It's like there's something like a block or a loss in regards to him. So, yeah. And then let's see here, on January 15th, 2026, for Hunter Biden, his progressed moon is sextile progressed sun. It's like an ego boost for him. On January 25th, 2026, for Adam Schiff, his progressed moon is sextile progressed his natal Jupiter. And that's that he gets lucky. And then for Bill Clinton, on January 23rd, 2026, his progressed moon trines progressed Pluto. And the last time this happened was on August 9th, 1998. And that's the submission of the Star Report, right? No. I don't know what happened on August 9th, 1998. Could have still been something with the Monica Lewinsky situation. Okay, so that's all my notes. I went on for a long time, but yeah. So is Donald Trump the Antichrist or whatever? I doubt it, but in reality, these people out here are just evil as hell. So they're celebrating the death of a preacher. You can't make this shit up. So it's like God may harden Donald Trump's heart because of all the shit that's going on. Ugh. Maybe God might turn Trump to a warning. I don't know. But I don't know. I'm gonna try to read the Bible and do my little astrology, do the best that I can. Because bitch. And I ain't no prophet. Looking at the Bible, looking at the Rapture or whatever, and Revelation, all those things, they're gonna throw the false prophet into the lake of fire. I'm like, look, I ain't no prophet. I'm just trying to tell people what I see in regards to the astrology, and trying to warn y'all bitches. Okay, that's pretty much it. I'm not claiming to be nothing. Like I'm fucked up. I'm look. Anyway, I tried. Goddamn tarot cards in one hand, and the Bible in another. That's funny. And my Jupiter Joshua just began. That is something else. Anyway, hopefully that is it for me. I might not make that second video. This is probably enough. Is there anything else that I wanted to talk about? Let me pause for a second. Okay, so if you want to know about the video that Robert Breaker 3 made on his YouTube channel regarding like the mark of the beast and the Antichrist or whatever, the name of the video again is Revelation 13, 1 to 18, the Antichrist and the mark of the beast. It was made on March 13th, 2023, and the timestamp, because it is a long video, is going to be, I believe, at 55 minutes in, where he describes what he thinks is how you can tell if a person has become the Antichrist or whatever. So I mean, and when I read the scripture or whatever, since there are so many versions of the Bible or whatever, and how it's written, you really can't, because they say that the Antichrist would be have a deadly wound with a sword, but you know the tarot cards said a sword can be anything. So anyway, it's a lot. It's a lot. All I can pretty much say is that you can't put no man on a pedestal. You can't worship no man. And I ain't no godly person. Oh, no, don't say that either. I ain't no godly person. I ain't none of that. I ain't none of that. But all I'm saying is you can't worship no doggone man, cause that shit scared the hell out of me. I'm like, I had to go grab a damn Bible. I had to grab a Bible. Scared the hell out of me. He had made it so damn clear. I'm like, I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the Antichrist or not. I'm just saying you can't worship no man. You can't put no man on a pedestal. You just can say how you doing and do what you do with them and keep moving. Scared the hell out of me. So I did say that the timestamp's at, I think, 55 minutes in, because it is a long video. There's also another video I was looking at. I'm trying to see what was it. Let me pause for a second. I'm still looking for it. But it's I'm a pitch. This picture just popped up with Joy Reid, and she's talking about some freedom. Well, she has a sponsor called Freedom from Religion Foundation. So I'm like, if you're gonna call Donald Trump the Antichrist, then what are they? What are they? And people who are celebrating Charlie the assassin. I'm not saying Joy Reid is celebrating the assassin Charlie Kirk. I'm saying that a lot of these people on the other side they're celebrating. So I'm reportedly. So I'm just like, look, I have no words. I'm like, look, all I can do is just step back and like, look, and just watch and pray about it. And look, I got some damn fucking tarot cards right here. I'm like, I might have to pray about this. So let's see. I'm trying to find his other video that I was trying to. Anyway, let me pause for a second. Okay, this is the other thing I was trying to find. I was trying to figure out what it was on a similar note, but on a different topic. Back to Bill Clinton and not the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but the Jennifer Flowers scandal. The news coverage that they had in regards to Bill Clinton. I watched a newsreel that was 1 hour and 54 minutes and 38 seconds. And so there was this one specific anyway, let me give you the title of the video. So the title of this video is called Bill Clinton, Jennifer Flowers, Infidelity, January 1992. And it was posted in 2005, I think. No, 2015. And so it went down, it gave like a whole reel of news in regards to Jennifer Flowers trying to expose Bill Clinton. And so and all the reportedly all the Democrats, most of the Democrats, they were trying to set up and just smooth it over, trying to smooth it over. One man, his name is Joe Grand Mason, and he said this to Cal Thomas around, I believe, January 1992. He said that he didn't care if Bill Clinton had, or he didn't care if Cal Thomas, let me fix that right there, fuck the family's pet in regards to like the Jennifer Flowers scandal or whatever. So it's like they only care about winning. They don't care about these women. And this is all the back in 1992 and Bill Clinton. And here we are in 2025, and they want to talk about Epstein and stuff like that. Even though, like the Republicans have been saying that pretty much these Democrats have had these Epstein files. They had them their entire presidency, but nobody cared until it became a political football, and they think that Donald Trump is inside of it, so they can try to get rid of Donald Trump. And I think Donald Trump is just basically just sitting back and just letting them make this so big, so that when the truth comes out, it's like, now look at you. But like I said, for some reason it might blow back up inside, blow back inside of his face, because he has a Saturn progression going on, I believe, around the same time that Bill Clinton has this other stuff that's come. So it's weird, it's crazy. And like I said, Donald Trump's like we have midterm elections. So, however, Donald Trump has a huge event in regards to his progressions regarding a lunar return in his already eclipse, in his lunar eclipse in his progress chart. So I don't know, man. It's just something big is about to go down. That's all I know. If he wants to offer me $13 million or whatever, I'm like, look, I'm finna, as soon as I take this, I want to go to church first, say my prayers, and say thank you, Jesus. I ain't bound to you. I ain't getting no chips on my nothing. I want to take the $13 million and go back to church. Thank you, Jesus, and keep it moving. Hallelujah. We are living inside of scary times, and that's just that. So I think I'm just gonna end it here. Yeah. Bye for now.